Sarka, je suis arrivé. Où es-tu? Où es-tu, ma petite chou-fleur? Sarka? Sarka? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Sweetie!
Jakub,
What are you doing here?
I just got back from Paris. Where's Sarka?
Thought she was in Paris.
No, she
With
left
you.
before I did.
I have no idea.
What are you doing here?
I came here.
What for?
I wanted to take a shower. Our hot water's been off for a week.
Your hot water's... And was Sarka here when you were taking showers?
Yeah, she was with you in Paris. Remember?
She left 5 days ago. She left as soon as the festival drinks thing was over, and she said she was coming back here.
Haven't seen her.
You've got a key to this place still?
I've always had a key. You know that.
And you just wander in and out when Sarka's not here?
That's why I have a key. That was Paris.
Very French.
And of course you love that, right?
I hate them. They're so bloody patronizing. Oh, you think your work is so marvelous and all that
Oh,
sort
you
of...
love that.
I love it for the day they're telling me my work is marvelous, but when they move on to somebody else the next day, I don't care. And
Yeah.
of course, they think they know everything about everything, you know?
Why the fuck did you come back?
Why would I stay in Paris?
Because it's not Prague. They don't have tanks going up and down the streets.
Yeah, well, all that will pass, but you know
What
what?
do you mean it will pass?
Of course it will pass, and of course, you know, I was there, and those Frenchies, they were sort of like, oh, we're very sorry about what happened, and oh, we're having a revolution here. They got a revolution of students and actors and people like that, all wanting to go and work in the factories. Parasites, a lot of them. Of course, they want to tell everybody else how to run their revolution, and they don't have one which costs them anything.
I'm sure you told them how.
No, I didn't tell them how. I was just saying, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I'm here as a guest in your country. Okay, and I did all of that number with them. But look at them. I mean, I said, where the fuck were you in 1938, yeah? All right, back then, Munich Agreement, the French, the British, they left us high and dry. So, you know, what are they going to do now? You think I'm going to get them to help me with this situation here?
Yeah, but why did you come back? You could go anywhere once you're out of here.
Because this is where I live. This is where my life is.
It's not.
This is where Sarka.
It's not going to be much of a life. You know what they're doing here now?
I know it's all a bit difficult because the Russians don't particularly like anybody doing anything different. I understand that. But this is where my life is. This is, you know, this is where I sell my art. This is who I am.
How much did you sell in Paris?
Couple of pieces, small pieces. For them being polite. It's called politesse over there. So I get a few francs.
How many have you sold here?
Well, there are always civic commissions that I get.
Huh.
And I admit it, Sarka's family, Sarka's father is big in the party. Sarka is the leader of the cultural commission. And so that's how I got to Paris. I got to Paris, and basically, for me, it was a holiday. Remember this one? We went to, these are in Orvieto, the plates, and we all went down there, the three of us. That was great. How do we get there? Sarka.
Right.
Sarka got us to go there. We went to the Umbrian Arts Festival. And we were the token communists.
You know we'll never get out of here again. You'll never get out of here.
Never get out of here.
They're cracking down. The borders are closing tighter and tighter.
I understand that that might be the case, but this is where I live. This is where I live. This is where you take a shower.
Nice hot water.
Well, that's what I'm living for. We have hot water because we have this apartment. We have this apartment because Sarka's father is an apparatchik. Okay, I don't care. You okay? Long ago, he used to be a Nazi. Now he's a communist. Now he's whatever.
He wasn't a Nazi.
What?
He wasn't a Nazi.
Oh, come on. He's played every side against one another.
You should hear his real story.
Oh, he sits down and tells you.
No, it wasn't from him.
Who did you hear it from?
You know who I heard it from.
I want you to tell me.
From Novak.
Not Sarka?
No, not Sarka.
Yeah, you everybody else tells you stuff. Why don't they tell me anything?
If you don't hang around with the right people.
I hang around with all the right people.
Yeah, on that side.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the one person I hang around with that is not the right people is you, Jakub.
Right.
Because you're a bloody writer. You're a troublemaker.
Well, that's who I talk to, the troublemaker.
Oh, well, great. Wonderful. Absolutely marvellous that you talk to the troublemakers. And where's it got you?
I don't understand you. You were a troublemaker for a long time.
And then I sold a few paintings. You see these things here? I know what you think about them.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were teaching a kindergarten class.
Yeah, these are just, so like rough studies for a huge mural.
Rough studies for a huge mural.
Yes. See this here? Who do you think did that?
I don't think it was done by rats.
No, a monkey.
A relative of yours?
They're all relatives of ours, monkeys. But that's what he says. He said, I'm trying to find a way of doing non-impacting art. Do you understand that? Okay? I like a messy. You see this thing here? It's a study in red. Okay? It's called a study in red, and you likes it?
Who?
The fucking communists. They love all that, and they think it's a study in red, where I say, ooh, look, there's a little bit of blue, and there's a bit of yellow. And there's something that looks like it could be worn by a homosexual. But anyway, that's how I'm weaving my way through this place. All right? That's why I came back. I have a nice apartment. Okay? I have a nice apartment because I'm with Sarka. And I am with Sarka, and she has a nice apartment because of her father. That's the system, and that's how it works. And art can work in that system. Do you think Monet was trying to sort of like upset the apple cart when he was doing all those bloody lilies and things like that he couldn't recognize at all and things like that? You know, he was doing it because it sold.
Oh, yeah, it sold.
There's some money in it.
Right.
Okay, you asked Modigliani about it. Not that I'm comparing myself with Modigliani in any way whatsoever. But I'm trying my best. Look. I brought you a present from Paris.
Blue jeans.
Levi's.
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 Blue jeans.
I know they're not. I know they're not your size. What does it say in here? They're sort of like, no, they're not your size. But you can sell those. You can sell those for a fortune to find a good party member
I'll
who
go
would like
down
a
the
pair of
street
blue
and
jeans.
Maybe one of the Russian tank drivers would like them.
Oh, well, they probably would. They would pay well and they wouldn't run you over. Here, take another one, another pair. I got you 3 pairs of worn Levi's. Worn Levi jeans, the coolest thing in Paris at the moment. Cooler that somebody else has worn them. You can smell the Frenchie on them. Oh man, look at that. Whoa. That's rough. Okay, so look. We all do what we have to do, Jakub. What are you doing?
I'm trying to decide how to leave. And Sarka's expecting you to.
I don't think so. No. Where is she?
I don't know where she is right now.
Yeah. Okay, well, she's maybe doing something else.
Did she know you were coming back here?
I said, I'll see you back in Prague.
What did she say?
Okay.
She just said, d'accord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Comme ci, comme ça. That's how she said it, in a comme ci, comme ça way. But I knew that we were going to be back here. Why would she give this up? Why would she give up that she can navigate through the maze of all that shit that's outside on the streets because she has a father who's an apparatchik. She has a mother. Her mother was like a socialite. She's even more capable of navigating all that shit outside.
Foreman didn't come back.
Milosh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, that was back in Cannes, that was back in like, May, June, and all that sort of stuff. And they were all at that, they were all ripping down the curtains and saying, no, we're not going anywhere and all this. Why are we talking about tracking shots when we should be joining the workers in the factory? I bet you won't see Miloš Forman in a car factory anytime soon. Or Godard or any of those guys.
That's where they are now.
What?
They're shutting down the factories.
Oh, they're down to the factories. They're sort of like, changing tires on a Peugeot or something like that. You are so naive, Jakub.
You're so
do you know what? You know what they're doing down there?
I'm naive, but go look out the window.
I will look out the window. I know there's shit out the window. I know there's piles of rubble and nobody's going to clear it up but the Russians. I understand that. But do you think that Godard and all those people, foremen, are gonna be working in the factories?
No, they're going to make movies.
What do you call it when they're just posing? They're just posing.
I think you're the poser.
What do you mean I'm the poser? I'm just saying, look, this is me. This is shit, but I'm going to turn it into a big mural.
Jeans, where'd you get that dumb hat? Chapeau.
I got it in Paris. We've got the pants in Paris too. And this is linen. This is linen. Yeah. That's interesting. I never thought of that configuration. That could be something. Have the 3 figures at the top.
I'm getting dressed.
Thank God for that. I hate looking at your ass crack.
Do you bring any French food back?
You look like you've eaten it all. Sarka? Shit.
The 1968 Pilsner Urquell. What year were you drinking in France? Na zdraví. What's that? You went to London? Where did you get this?
Sarka.
How did you get it?
Found it.
You found it where?
I'm cracking in the apartment door.
Here?
Yeah.
When you just came in?
No, not just when I came in. I got it the other day.
You've been back since? I've been here.
Yeah. I was waiting for Sarka. I thought she, I really haven't been anywhere. One day, open up the door, that drips down.
What do you make of this?
I don't know. I'm traveling with my mother. What do you make of it?
I don't believe she's traveling with her mother.
Oh, so is she traveling?
I don't know.
She's obviously in Prague because, that hasn't come from somewhere else.
She's not in Prague.
How do you know?
Why isn't she here if she's in Prague?
We were having trouble before we went to Paris. Everything was an argument.
Well, think of the pressure she's under.
What pressure?
With her father, her family?
Well, yeah. They just say, thank you very much. We didn't
Her
mean
job?
it. You heard anything about her job?
I
Nothing
know,
in the papers?
I know that. I'm not going to talk about stuff like this in the apartment with you.
Yeah, so okay, fine, yeah. Well, we all know that there were certain electronic wirings in the apartment.
That's why the hot water never goes out.
What?
We got to keep the electricity on.
Well, and that was a good thing for you, wasn't it?
I don't mind taking a bath every once in a while.
Yeah, that's very good of you.
Yeah.
Better than a cold bath at home.
So what happens if Sarka doesn't come back?
Don't know. I guess it's all over then.
That's what you think about?
What do you think about?
Think about getting out of here. Sarka's not going to come back.
And you know where she is.
I don't know where she is.
Yeah, you're just loving this, don't you?
No, I don't know
You're
where she is.
absolutely loving
I
this.
don't know where she
You're
is.
loving this because we had something that you two never had.
Are we going to go through that again?
Yes.
You and
Why not? This is the time is ripe. You're for dancing in the streets. Come on.
Where'd you get some American records? Did you bring me that Rolling Stones record back?
Nope.
Why not?
You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it because I'm looking at betrayal here. And it's not Sarka. It's not Sarka.
I betrayed you.
Yes.
Who knew Sarka first?
Pardon? Yeah, you knew her first.
Right.
Why did she like me better?
You're such a baby.
Why is that being a baby?
She liked me better.
I didn't say
What are we
that.
like in third grade?
Yeah, well, she did like me better. Right?
Actually, I knew her in the third grade.
Great. Were you in the third grade?
With her. She liked me better.
Did she? Did she ever like you?
We were together for a long time.
You were like the big brother. You were like a big
No,
brother. So
you're
like you were
kidding.
shy. So somebody.
You know that's not even true.
Why do you know? No, that's not even
What
true.
did they deprogram you in Paris?
What do you mean deprogram me?
We haven't had a conventional relationship since I've known you a long time too.
We haven't had a conventional relationship.
Me, you, and Sarka.
What do you mean? Would you mind please explaining yourself?
I don't need to explain myself.
Tell me
you
what
were
you
there.
mean by what's a conventional relationship and a non-conventional relationship.
There's no jealousy. What did you accuse me of? Betrayal?
Yeah.
There's no betrayal. There's no jealousy.
Yeah, there's no jealousy, no
In
betrayal.
fact, you know what Sarka calls you now?
Now?
Yeah.
What?
Coward.
What did she call me that?
Because you're afraid to leave.
How does she know I'm afraid to leave?
Because you probably talked about it when you were in Paris.
How come you know about all this?
I don't know. I said you probably talked about it.
Well, when did she meet you and when did she call me a coward?
I haven't seen Sarka since you left Paris for Paris.
Yeah, well, so when was this? When did she say to you I was a coward?
She didn't say it to me.
Well, you just said that's what she calls me.
She wrote it to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So when did you write this thing and we all had to hear it inside our minds?
I got a message from her like you got a message from her.
You got what?
I got a card from her like you got one.
You did?
Uh-huh.
What did it say?
Basically, it didn't say things totally up front, but she's not coming back.
And she told you that, but she just says to me, I'm traveling with my mother. She didn't say, I'm traveling with my mother, I'm not coming back. She said to you she's not coming back?
Yes.
In those exact words?
Yes. Things aren't so funny now, are they?
I haven't found any of this funny. Not one word of it funny. But you seem to think that there's something to it, that there's some sort of like game being played here, some sort of thing which is between you, me and Sarka, and you think you're holding the cards because she sent you something which says more than this thing says to me.
She said she talked to you in Paris
Of course she talked to me.
about leaving Prague.
No, she didn't. When she said she's traveling with her mother, do you know what I thought? You see, I don't trust a word you say. I think that you're just venal.
You think that it's so easy for me to leave Prague? I don't even know. She said you can get across the border. I might not be able to get across the
Oh, that's all very nice that you've been talking about this, about your future, her future,
and your future.
and my future. All right, why didn't you include me in the conversation?
You weren't there.
Well, now
I am including you in the conversation.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jakub,
You
for
have,
including me in the conversation now.
you have to be like always at the summit and in control, right?
What?
With your silly picture.
Oh, have you been going to night school for psychology again? Where you have to learn something and tell everybody what they are? That's the last vestige of the failed writer.
Aren't you the one who's told me that like painting is psychology?
Yeah, it was a painting. It's a painting I did because it's. I use visual images. I use symbolism. I'm not sort of like hitting the nail on the thumb about all the bullshit that you think that you're doing, and then you sort of like try and pass it off as sort of like psychology and.
Didn't you give me a whole bunch of junk about like the collective unconscious and stuff like that?
No.
No?
I said I read about it. That's some sort of like young kind of like stuff. You know, and he was an asshole who got fed up with Freud. So who gives a shit about that? I mean, this is the sort of shit that you get into. I make paintings. I try and make a painting that looks like a monkey did it.
I think that's the most honest thing you've said in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, we have to be honest every 5 minutes? Well, is that? Oh, yeah, that's how it is.
So what are you gonna
you
do?
Fucking tortured
Let's
writers.
not play any games. All your stupid bullshit just now. What are you gonna do?
What? I'm not going to do anything.
This apartment's not gonna be here.
I'm not talking about where the apartment's going to be. I'll tell you
Where are you gonna be?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until the New Year's Eve holidays over 2nd, 3rd January, and I'm going to take a trip up to Prebus. Do you know where Prebus is?
I've been there.
Yeah. All right. And you know who's there, right?
Sarka's grandmother.
Yeah, Sarka's grandmother.
Babita.
That will be the place they will have gone. And I can understand. If you're thinking about she wants to get across a border and stuff like that, Prebus is right up there, and I think that she would try and get into Lower Saxony and stuff like that, and try and wend their way across, because they're not gonna sort of like do that. Yeah, that's places that Sarka's mother knows. So I'm gonna go, and there's only sort of like a few people. There's just a few people live in Prebus, and they all know one another, and I will learn more there than I am not being told here by you. You get it?
Do what you want.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because if she don't want me, she don't want me.
It's not.
But
That's not what she's thinking.
Why do I have to fucking listen to everything that you say about what she's thinking?
She's
and
not-
I don't get to know anything that she's thinking at all.
Because you left.
What did you left?
You left Paris and left her there or wherever.
No, I didn't. She left Paris before me. Get your facts straight.
I got it from her.
I had to stay for the last 2 dinners and things
Right,
like
and
that.
she wanted to
I had
get out of there for that.
Yeah, and she came back and she said, "Oh, I've got this thing in Munich or somewhere like that," and she was going to go and do that. So you don't know everything.
I do know.
Do you think she's telling you the truth?
Yeah.
Why? Why would she tell you?
Because you don't know what the truth is anymore.
Oh, you don't know what the truth is.
Right.
You're just sort of like you're just a bunch of sort of like ignorant, unrequited love.
Right, and I'm
bullshit.
making paintings for monkeys.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what. I'm making paintings for monkeys. What are you doing? What are you doing? You sold any of these articles just recently? You've gone down some
Oh,
shit.
yeah, the
You've
market-
gone down some shithole of the place where you
Right.
read one of your essays,
Yeah,
and somebody else
I've
turns
got
up.
news for you. There's not much market for the truth anymore.
No, well, I'll tell you what. Then I'll give him a few lies. I'll give him a few lies.
Well, those paintings are a good start.
It's pretty invidious. Everybody's a critic these days, okay? Okay? Everybody's a critic. They're an art critic. Oh, I've looked at a few paintings. I'll tell you what it is. That's mine. I'm going to see her in Prague.
Okay.
And I'm going to find out where she is from her grandmother. Her grandmother liked me. She would never lie to me. Okay?
Bon chance.
Fuck you. What she's doing?
Packing a suitcase.
Okay.
That's Sarka's underwear.
Yes, it is.
Has anybody spoken to you about invading spaces and so on? What? Rome?
Yeah, it's kind of like London.
And?
It's from Sarka.
Okay. So you got something from Sarka and you took the opportunity to start fingering through her underwear. Is that right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You should try it.
I used to like her in these.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, bastard.
You really believe in private property, don't you?
What?
You believe in private property.
Oh God, is the Marxist-Leninist bit of you coming out now?
You're pretty possessive.
The property is theft? Is that where you're going with this? This is my girlfriend's brassiere.
It's also my girlfriend's brassiere.
My girlfriend's now brassiere.
My girlfriend's now brassiere. There wasn't any now and then, and you know that. You live in a fantasy world. So come to reality.
And this is.
Look, we've got more important things to talk about.
Oh, have we? Have we? I'm very interested in those important things that we now have to talk about. Is any of this about me and you?
Mm-hmm. And her.
And us?
Her. Yeah, big us. How was pre-bus?
I saw her grandmother. She's...
Babitska.
Huh?
Babichka.
Maybe.
How's her grandmother?
She recognized me.
That's good.
And when I said I was asking about Sarka, there's like this blank look on her face. Sarka loved her grandmother. So, anyway, I stayed. There's like a bar in the town. They had a room, and I stayed there for a couple of days. And basically, I slept in the room, and I went and sat down in the bar, and practically everybody in Pribbles came through, and I spoke to everybody.
And Sarka's hasn't been there, right?
More than that, they didn't want to talk about anything.
Wait, that's pre-bus.
Is that pre-bus now or pre-bus then?
You know where Sarka's grandmother spent the war years?
Where?
Terrorism.
She's not.
She's Jewish.
She is?
Her husband isn't.
God.
He's a chemist. They were both in terrorism.
Doing what?
They were sent there. What do you think they were?
Yeah.
But her husband, Sarka's grandfather, is a chemist, and that's the reason that they survived, is he was commanded by the Nazis. You know, they had a problem with typhoid there.
Mm-hmm.
And typhoid is fleas, and they need to fumigate. And so Sarka's grandfather was a chemist. He knew all the right chemicals to use. And the Nazis needed him, so he got saved.
His claim to fame was delousing Theresienstadt.
That's exactly right. But it also saved his life, and her life, and Sarka's life.
That's awful.
You never asked Sarka, did she ever tell you about her brother and sister?
Is this some sort of game that's all like, look how much I know about Sarka that you don't know?
No, it's why Sarka's doing what she's doing now.
So tell me about her brother and her sister.
They weren't so lucky. They didn't make it out of terrorism. Well, they did, but they were sent somewhere else.
Train east.
Train east.
Why would Sarka share all of that with you and none of it with me?
I don't know. I can't answer that. You'd have to ask her, but I've known her since third grade.
I know you've known us in third grade, and we've got all that. We understand that you. But the thing is that you're close to somebody. You're so close to somebody. You're skin on skin with somebody. And when you touch them and they all goose up and things like that, it's exciting. But you don't really know things about them.
Well, Sarka, based on what I just told you, I could say that she has an issue with trust, but that's like an understatement.
I'm seeing all of this through a prism. And a prism, if you cut it through, it's a triangle. And every bit of it, every shard that goes through, every shaft of light that goes through this prism doesn't end up in a rainbow for me.
That's just the way you look at it.
Why do you always want to put this on me?
I'm not
This is
saying
my
that.
problem. It's my
No,
problem.
I'm not saying that. It's
I'm hurting here.
but that hurt is from within you.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, for God's sake.
Sarka loves you.
Okay.
Do you admit that people think that love could be different things? Like what you think about love could be different from what I think about love and what Sarka thinks about
Well,
love?
I don't know what you think about anything anymore, Jakub, because you're a big disappointment to me right now.
Well, I'm sorry that you say that.
I know that Prague is in crisis.
It's not just Prague.
No, fucking listen for once. Instead of always you've always got something to say about absolutely everything. You know, the wit and wisdom, of the Chinese cracker. there's something happening in Prague. And is it happening to us too?
No.
It isn't. We're not in crisis.
Do you believe in love?
We're not in crisis.
Do you believe in love?
This is not in crisis.
Do you believe in love?
Yes.
Do you believe in freedom? Just answer yes or no.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe in love. I believe in freedom.
And sometimes it takes courage to get both of those. And I didn't say that. Sarka said it.
Did she say it about me?
She said it in general.
But she meant me.
You have to ask her. I'm not.
Oh, keep yeah, I don't know where the fuck she is. You
I
keep
can
saying
tell you,
after.
I'll tell you where she is.
What?
She's in Linz.
How do you know that?
It's right here on this card.
Postmark Linz.
Right.
Okay, what's it say?
She's waiting for us. Us.
What?
She's waiting for us, me and you, in Linz.
Great. This is what the bag being packed for?
Yes.
Okay. What happens when we get to Linz?
Well, first we have to get to Chesky Budovica.
Yeah, I'm a long way down the road here.
Okay.
What happens to us when we get to Linz?
I don't know. We resume our lives.
What does that mean to you?
Well, what was it like before all this happened? We were all happy.
Yeah,
So maybe we could be happy again.
in Linz.
Or wherever we want to
In
go.
Austria.
Once we get to Linz, we can go anywhere. We can go to Spain, we can go to France, we can go to America.
Yeah, how do we do all of that?
What do you mean how? Once we get out of here, we can go anywhere.
And on what basis?
Well, we're refugees.
Oh, lovely. Think I want to be a refugee somewhere else? To start again?
Well, I think we're gonna have to. It's worse than it was when, in October.
Yeah, I understand. It's all, they've got most of the rubble's been cleared now, and
There's just like a burnt spot, where
Yeah,
they
I
cleared
know.
some of the rubble.
you know that kid
Jan Pollock? Yeah,
2 days ago
yeah,
set himself on fire. He was at the art school.
I know.
I knew him.
I know. I knew
I'm
him
going
too.
there. And that's what he had to do. He's literally a burnt spot in Wenceslas Square,
Right,
and we're not.
right. He's telling us we shouldn't do that. We should go on.
Oh, now you're telling us that you know what Jan Pollock is telling us.
Well, I didn't talk to him. He said that on his hospital bed before he died.
He was dying. What's he gonna say? Oh, famous last words. I'm sorry, Jakub. I am cynical of all
Well,
this.
I think it's time to stop being cynical.
But you know what? Let me be me for a while,
That's all I'm
and
saying.
you can be you. How would you describe yourself?
I just want to go to Linz. That's one step.
One step at a time.
But it's going to take a little bit to get there.
So,
It's not that easy leaving now.
go on. He was is never leaving easy, and it's not just the physical politics of leaving and stuff like. It's what we leave behind. It's where we leave part of ourselves. Okay. I don't like the Soviet regime. All right, but am I going to leave myself?
What's yourself? Yourself isn't any part of that.
Myself is how I regard myself, how I actually operate in everyday life. Myself is I am an artist, and I'm here, and I live in a nice apartment, and I do obtuse pieces of art that hopefully somebody will like, and that's how I navigate the world.
Well, 20 years ago, you weren't doing obtuse pieces of art, and you were much happier than you are now.
You're the one who's telling me I'm happy and not
It's just
happy.
an observation.
Oh, it's just an observation. Have you ever been happy?
I don't know.
Well,
You tell me.
how would you know about?
What?
You can tell me I'm happy or not
But
happy, but you don't know if you're happy for
I'll
yourself.
tell you why. It's a lot easier to see someone else than it is to look in the mirror and figure yourself out.
Seems reasonable. But
I
do
mean,
I
when
want to be what somebody else says I am, or do I want to try and be the person that I look at in the mirror? I take a shave in the morning because I shave. Okay? I'm not some grubby artist trying to live in a garret or something like that. I'm trying to make formal art
Well,
that people will like.
so you can go to any place in the world that likes formal art then. Linz
well,
probably
guess
does.
what?
Vienna.
You get out there. What do you? Well, all right. If you go there, you go to. Let's say you went to Vienna. What would you do? How would you make yourself be?
Well, Milos Forman wants me to write a screenplay. There's a lot of exiled writers already in places like Paris and Vienna and New York and Montreal.
Yeah. Okay.
Spain.
So, and
I mean, people are leaving by the thousands, and it's going to
do you know how many people in this wide world have got a screenplay credit with somebody going, and it's going to be made and
Well,
all that.
Foreman's got, I mean, people are.
Okay,
after him.
okay. Yeah. I like Milos, okay?
Right.
But he'll take his time and he'll do what he wants to do. You know, all film directors are fascists. It's true. They're fascists. That's the only way they can exist. They've got somebody's millions of dollars and they're totally responsible for it.
Have you
They
seen
aren't going to trust a screenwriter. You'll get dumped as soon. The screenwriters get dumped first.
I don't care. It's worth the chance.
Okay, well that's what you're gonna do. So you look in the mirror and you'll say, I'm a screenwriter for Milos Forman.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Alright, well what else have you got going then?
I don't know what I have going. I just know that I'm not going to get it here. It's going to get a lot worse here.
What do you-
This apartment is not going to be our apartment.
Well, it's never been your apartment.
It's never been yours
No,
either.
this has just been your bathroom. This has been your bathroom. Let's just get that straight. I might be able to go to the authorities and say, look, I need to hang on here a while and I'll just keep the dissidents out of the bathroom. I mean, that's a way through. Okay, so, Oh, it's all right. My dissident, he's left. He's writing a screenplay for Milos Forman. Correct?
Are you going to go to Linz with me?
Why?
It's not a question of why. Are you going to go to Linz?
Why should I go to Linz?
I'm not you. You have to decide.
No, it's very clear you're not me. You're not even yourself most of the time. You're whoever you look at in the mirror. But why would I go to Linz with you?
Well, Sarka's in Linz.
Are you a requirement for me to go to Linz?
No.
So I could go to Linz on my own and find Sarka.
Good. Yeah, I guess you could.
And I get to Linz and say, "Hi, Sarka, darling, I'm here. Oh, where's Jakub? Oh, he's up writing a screenplay for Milos Forman." Who's Milos Forman? Well, he did a couple of good movies, but he's actually a nobody right now, and he'll be, yeah, we'll have to wait for his star to shine. You keep telling me I don't get it, but you don't get it either. Why would I leave this?
Are you kidding?
The only thing in Linz that is for me is Sarka, and I will accept. I told you that I thought she'd left me. On New Year's Eve, I said, I think she's left me, I think she's gone. I haven't got used to the idea, but maybe I have to.
It's not going to Linz. It's going across the border. You can go wherever the hell you want to go to.
I have no particular interest in Linz. Isn't it Hitler's birthplace? I think that's what it was. Yeah, something like that.
Well,
Yeah. That'll be on the tourist list.
Sarka has no interest in Linz either. She just is there because it's a closest place from here.
Okay, right, fine. So she's got there. Why would I go there? The only reason I would go there would be to be with Sarka. Okay, how am I going to do it? Tell me.
We're going to go to Czechoslovakia.
Oh, we're going to do it. So I have to do it with you. Are you going to piggyback me across the border or whatever?
You can do whatever.
Okay, what's the plan, Jakub? What's the plan?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. I am all ears.
We're going to go to Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
And we're going to go to a bar near the train station.
Yes.
And wait for a guy in a blue jacket.
And?
That's all I know. He's going to help us get across the border.
Great. They're going for the guy with the blue jacket.
It's not blue.
Shit, it could be me. It's pretty blue. No, I don't think I've got any plans for going to Czechoslovakia right now. So, is that what the plan is?
Yeah, we go there. We go to Czechoslovakia. So
and what do you assume happens from there?
we get on a train and go to Linz. Assuming.
I think getting on a train and going to Linz requires crossing the border, which it will stop and do something, and here we are sitting there and we'll be saying, oh, it's all right, we're with the guy in the blue jacket. Is that the plan?
Sarka can't give us specific details about it, but according to her, he'll help us get across the border. I don't know how he's going to do it. He'll tell us when we get to Czechoslovakia.
So this whole thing is an act of faith on our part?
Or courage.
Okay. Faith and courage, all supplied by Sarka.
I guess if you want to put it that way, you're right.
Can't do it. Sorry, I cannot do it. No. Not on that, but not on, if somebody had more details, more things, and this is only about the physicality of just getting across the border and sort of like, and being safe. It's got nothing to do with what I'm leaving behind here, what life I've got here, my art here. Can't do it. Can't do it, Jakub. It's easy for you. You write shit. You do. You'll probably write a great novel about the strains and trials and tribulations of living under an oppressive regime, and you'll be lauded and everyone will love you for 15 and 20 minutes, and then Milos Forman will turn that into a thing. And you know what he'll do? He'll get somebody who is not you to write the screenplay.
Who cares? I don't even care. You know the funny thing is I've been looking at your stupid paintings for 20 years, and I've given you manuscript after manuscript, and you've never once read one.
You see, that's the nature of art and the written word. You see, you can look at that and you can get some sense of it straight away, you know. When somebody slaps down 4 pounds of pages and you have to wade your way through it, and most of it is a sort of like facile diatribe on how terrible the world is, it's sort of like sub-Dostoevsky, and all that bullshit, and, it's unbearable. Sorry, but you told me my paintings were stupid. I can tell you your writing's shit.
You haven't ever read it.
Well, I don't need to. Because now you've said my paintings are shit, your writing's crap.
I didn't say your paintings were shit. I loved your paintings from 20 years ago, and you know that. I was your #1 fan.
No, that was when you were immature and your critical faculties hadn't come up.
And I guess
I said you were trying to ingratiate yourself with me because I'd started seeing Sarka.
No, that was
Jakub, you know what? I will admit this. Sarka made us both. She got me into the right salons, the right rooms. Her father's position in the party meant that I got a look at. All right? She was the one who absolutely encouraged you and your writing and would do everything. Now, when we were in Paris, and we were talking, this was the Pan-European Arts Festival, so we had to take everything from everywhere, even the bloody Spanish, okay? And we took everything, but she would always say, well, I know this marvelous writer, and I'm sure when his work gets out one day, she's talking about you. She was a great agent for both of us. She made us who we were. She made us the people that we saw in the mirror. Right? That's why I loved her. And if she needs to go, and she needs to move on, I bet part of her is saying inside, Radich, he'll make it for himself now. He'll do something for himself. And what she's doing is she sent all that to you, all the details of how to get there, because in some sense she's not sure you can make it without her.
Wow, is that what you got from looking in the mirror?
No, that's me taking a broad view of everything that we've got here. Okay, I've seen this right from when I came back from Paris. You're in the apartment all the time. You're sort of like you're like a dog pissing in the room to let everybody know that you're marked being here. Okay? And then after that, I know all about this. I know what she's doing. And then here now, you're fingering through her underwear. Well, I was when I walked in and saw you doing that, I thought, yeah. And I just then thought, let him have the underwear.
I'm going to just give it a bit, so.
Okay. Day after tomorrow, huh? It's when the man in the blue jacket is there.
What's that?
Give you a hug before you go.
You're not going.
What are those bags over there?
They're your bags.
You packed a bag for me?
Yeah, she told me to. She said you would be like this. She knows you better than you know yourself. And she also said all the things that she did for you were because she had to, because of her job. She said she thought you were smart enough to know what the real world is. And I think you know what it is, but I think you're just a scared man. I think you know that you've been playing a little game, and you don't really know what your standing is with your art. You knew that like years ago, people would look at your art and some would buy it and some wouldn't, and you didn't have very much confidence. Sarka gave you confidence, I gave you confidence, but then it all went away. And then now I think Paris was a good example. People slapped you on the back because they had to slap you on the back, so you don't know where you stand. But I know that when we get to Linz, you'll figure out that you can stand up straight and be who you are. And then we can decide where to go, all three of us. Because the one thing with me, you, and Sarka is we had no rules. And if we stay here, there's going to be a lot of rules. And I don't want to live in a place with a lot of rules that's going to tell me what to think, how to dress, what to eat, who are my friends, who aren't my friends. And I know you're like that too.
You gonna go?
No, you're going to go. Get your bag. Let's get the fuck out of here.
If I don't go, you won't hug me?
You're going to go. You want to see Sarka, she wants to see you. So let's go. Let's go to Linz. You can always come back.
You know Jan Pallet died today?
Yeah, I know he died today.
Hung on for 3 days.
Right.
And you won't?
I'll hug you when we get to Linz. You got nothing to lose. But if you stay here, you got everything to lose. It's too bad that was my favorite one.